Yo, just want to wish everybody happy Father's Day out there. And since we talking about Father's Day, let's talk about these kids real quick.
All I need is one mic.
Now, in the news, you've been hearing a lot about all these kids being separated from their parents, immigration, how they're being locked up, and and how tragic it is, and stuff like that. And some people saying it's not a big deal, but me as a father, a school counselor, and a mental health therapist, I'm letting you know what it is a big deal. Because I'm just talking about it as a father, man. I know being separated from your parent, from your kids, it has to drive you crazy because you have no idea who's taking care of them, if they're being taken care of properly, if they're safe, and you don't know when you're going to see them again. Like I said, I think about all the tragic things of kids being sold off to sex slaves and kids being sold off as slaves, and in general, there's different places because there's no place you can guarantee where there's 100%. Everybody's 100% guaranteed doing the right thing for these kids. There's no place you can tell me where even a police officer, you can Air Force, military, U.S. Army. There's no unit 100% where everybody's doing the right thing. I mean, I work for the education system, and then you hear on the news all the time about teachers doing the wrong thing here and there. And it's like I said, there's no place as 100%. So you have no idea if these kids are being safe, if they're being sold off, because who would know? Because we as Americans, we don't care because it's not our problem. But you don't know if these kids are being sold off. You don't know if they're saying, hey, they won't miss a few kids here and there. So you got 10, 20 kids missing from each facility here and there being sold off. You have no idea what's going on with these kids. Now, talking about it from the perspective of a school counselor, when you separate kids from their parents on the first day of school in pre-K, kindergarten, even first grade, when you're separating kids from their parents because they don't know when they're gonna see the kids or their parents again. Object permanence. If they don't see them, they figure they're not there anymore. So when you separate kids from their parents at young ages, you're creating trust issues. Now you're creating issues of self-doubt and creating who can they trust, who they can depend on, and you put them in the audience of strangers. Now the same thing as if you think about our juvenile detention facilities. When you put kids together in a group, they form cliques, they form gangs, they form societies, they form ways to live inside of the facility they're housed in. So now the same thing you're trying to prevent with these MS-13s, because I'm sure there's guaranteed there's probably a couple of MS-13 teenagers in there. Now you gave them a feeding ground to recruit. So now you got some angry kids in the place they don't want to be with people they don't want to be, and guarantee you there's at least a couple knucklehead people, adults working there who are treating them like crap. Now they're bonding together. Now they have a reason to hate Americans and to hate the U.S. And now you're creating a breeding ground for gangs, a breeding ground for people who hate America, a breeding ground for people who hate authority. Now the same way, if you think about our urban societies, if you look in our hoods, and when you don't have dads around, or you don't have parents that are involved around, what happens? Those kids create gangs, and they join gangs. Why? Because they want a sense of family. They want a sense of structure. They want a sense of belonging. So now you got all these kids grouped together. So of course they're gonna form their own gangs if they're not already formed their own cliques. So now you got kids who are raising themselves basically, because there's no parents to raise them. You're not bringing somebody 9 to 5 raising the kid, because trust me, ain't nobody in juvenile detention facility being raised by the guards in there. They might be being corrected and being disciplined by them, but you're not raising them like a mother or father would raise their kid inside a detention facility. So when you're thinking about celebrating Father's Day, when you're thinking about hugging your kids, and just think about those kids that are locked up, that for no reason besides their parents were trying to get in the U.S. to give them a better opportunity, whether you agree with the immigration policy or immigration or not. But the biggest thing is that's affecting these kids, man. When you separate kids from their parents, you're always going to cause more harm than good.